What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 12 of the SashaT podcast, a Whatnot original. We got Brett Neilon. Hopefully I didn't butcher that last name.
You got it.
I got it. USC football player. I've known Brett for a couple years now. An avid card collector. It's always cool to see an athlete that collects cards. So, Brett, thank you so much for coming on, and I feel like we're gonna have a really good and fun conversation, bro.
Yeah, of course. It's I'm excited. You know, Sasha's a legend in the card community, so always a pleasure.
Yeah, dude. If somebody doesn't know you, can you kind of give a quick background of like how you got into the hobby and industry, and then and like kind of where you started?
Yeah, so I got Instagram football guy USC. Started that maybe now 2.5, 3 years ago. I was pretty avid, actually vintage baseball collector growing up. I don't know, I just was kind of enamored by it. Would go on eBay, order cards with my dad. It was always fun, to open up the packages, see what you got, check them out, kind of, say, oh, I got one of this guy. Now I got to go get this guy.
Yeah.
And then kind of got out of it in high school, just focused on other things. And then kind of just one day in college, I stumbled upon I used to watch a ton of YouTube breaks, like YouTube, Cards Infinity.
Yeah.
That was huge. There's a few others, but stumbled upon, I'm trying to think, Brothers in Cards.
Okay.
You'd order the little pack and it'd come like random packs. So I was like, you know what? I love this. I'm gonna order a package, and just from there, kind of just took
Unwinded.
off. Yeah, just like I opened them. I'm like, dang, I love this. I'm gonna go on eBay now. I'm gonna see what to order.
What year of that was that for you in college?
That was maybe, I want to say like 2019 spring.
Okay, because I feel like we met somewhere maybe around that or after that
at the bullpen. So I would like kind of search up like, oh, are there any card shops, like card shows? And then I think that bullpen, that first one, the Trade Fest, really just like I met Chris Jackson, I met you, I met Nady, I met Dennis.
Was that your first like event or like card event?
Yeah,
because that was mine too.
It was, because I feel like it was the first hyped kind of event.
Yeah,
it was their first one, like in a nice showroom. I don't know, and I just kind of stumbled upon it and then met everyone, and then I just started talking to people. I talked to Chris like all night. We ripped some boxes. He was just like, hey, I think this has the ability, to take off, really become a big thing, seeing like Nady hustling on the floor, like making some quick change, and it was good stuff. I really like fell in love that night, and then just decided to make, Instagram and keep talking to people. So that was kind of how I got into it.
So when you were like a kid, like basically did your dad get you into it almost in a way, or was it just, or did you find it and then like your dad was like, oh, this is dope?
I want to say like I just liked, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like opening packs, going to Target, seeing the card aisle.
Yeah.
Kind of being like, oh, mom, can I get a pack?
Yeah.
And then it kind of just took off from there, I think.
And were you doing that more of just like from a collecting aspect or like a flipping aspect?
Yeah, that was just like collecting. Like as a kid, like we'd save all of them. My brother and I, we'd try to trade, and we'd keep them in the binders.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how it started.
And now it just rolled into something insane.
Yeah, and then at first, I was like, I love collecting, and then Chris and a few other people just like guided me like, hey, you can grade now, and I learned all about that, and I know I submitted a few through you. And, just kind of just learn from talking to people and making relationships.
How has it been though? Like, you're in college, you're going to USC. I mean, you're playing football. Mm-hmm. Like in the locker room, are you like, hey, like, yeah, I collect cards, or is it like something you try to keep like low key in a way?
I think at first I tried to keep it pretty low key. I don't know. It's kind of like collecting like a little nerdy thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't, and then after a while, I was just like, dang, like I love this stuff. Like I'll tell anyone, tell people. So then I just told people, this is my Instagram, check it out. I got one teammate into it and just was like, if you need help, let me know. Yeah, it was fun. I brought a few teammates to like some card shows and stuff. It was fun.
Do you guys have to like sign and do all that stuff with like Canadian stuff like as now in college?
No, not anything. I think like some of the quarterbacks now and like some of the top guys get like I think they made that Bowman U product.
Yeah,
But I think those are kind of like graduating guys. I'm not sure if that was
got you.
like current players, but I'm sure more product will come out of.
Well, yeah, well, because the reason I wanted to bring that up is because like right here we have
Mhm.
your own trading cards.
Yeah. So I created that with the NIL deals that pass that athletes can make money off their name. So I was kind of just like thinking like, hey, how can I make a little bit of money, have some fun, and I was like, kind of combine my two passions like playing sports, and then trading cards. So I kind of just reached out to some companies. It took a lot of work. It did.
How long did
Um,
it take you to like kind of like produce this product?
Definitely, like I'd say probably 3 months, 4 months,
Okay.
like just ordering the card, make it, creating the card, getting the right picture, actually getting them, ordering all the mags, the sleeves, signing them, kind of putting them in this little box. And
Yeah.
but it was a really fun process. Learned a lot. Shopify, how to do that. How to set up your own website. So it was a good learning experience, and also made some money, and yeah, it was good.
And there's only 500 of them, I want to say, right?
Yeah, I was gonna make like a few different versions, but it got a little pricey and got a little hectic, so I just did one, and then I signed like a few in red and some other ones. So it was a good time. It was fun to learn and make some money doing it. And it's kind of cool to be like, hey, I got my own trading card that I made.
And so if somebody wants to go and like get one of your trading cards, like
Mhm.
how is that possible?
Yeah, you can check out brettneilon62.com.
It's
Got the
fire.
little website, and yeah, it's nice. So
Are you like planning to do like any other things like right now with like what you have going on here?
um, not right now. I'm hoping maybe we get some other stuff kind of just through the team, kind of like
Okay.
some team deals, but nothing like on my own right now. Kind of just did this, and I don't know. I was thought about like some shirts and some clothing, but it does take a lot of work and time. So
So you brought up the NIL. Like, would you doing this would that have been possible? Like, let's say like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, or is
no, yeah, I couldn't do it. So it's kind of like a cool opportunity. I know a lot of athletes like it's big on like social media. Like now you see a lot of athletes getting on college athletes getting on social media, getting really popular because they can make money off of it. And I think kind of the pioneer person for that was the destroying. I think he kicked at UCF, and he kind of got big on YouTube and was like, I got to pick YouTube or continue playing college sports.
what did he do?
He kind of picked YouTube because he
Really
couldn't make money while playing college athletics. So
interesting.
yeah, I think that was kind of like the start.
So he was making more money on YouTube than he because he couldn't make really any
Yeah,
money in
and I
college.
think he kind of had to pick. Like I think he got in a lot of trouble, and it's interesting.
Well, what do you think about like college athletes being able to get like sponsorship deals now versus like 2 years ago? Like, do you think what's happening right now is better for
Yeah,
essentially athletes?
I do. I think for sure. Like there's so many big name college athletes that made a ton of money for their schools, like Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton, Zion Williamson. Like those guys could have been making a lot of money, and they kind of got a little sniped because they just couldn't make products like this or kind of
Yeah,
sponsor themselves. But pretty interesting argument. And I mean, I guess now like it's getting pretty crazy where like schools are buying athletes or like
yeah.
buying players.
Well,
So
that's what we talked a little bit about before this, and you were kind of like telling me how it
yeah,
works. So like if I'm a college head coach, can I go and like sign somebody to a deal, or is it more of like, hey, like if you come here, we can promise you these sponsorships?
yeah, I think it's more like we can promise you like these sponsorships, and like we can connect you to this maybe company or booster, and maybe get you something. But yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons. Like I mean, now like the big schools that might dominate and get all the good players. So the parity, it might just kind of become like a professional league, which is I don't know, like good or bad. Who's to say? But
Yeah,
it's interesting.
but like for the top, like let's say like if you're going to college and you're getting
Mhm.
a deal, like what percentage of athletes like really get like that sort of like money and deal, and then like like how does that work out?
I want to say it's pretty low, but I mean the top guys are making a good amount, but I don't think every kid's getting like you're getting a ton of money. But I think if you're a top guy, I'm sure you know, a lot of colleges are offering a good amount of change.
Yeah. I think it's cool though, like coming out like with like a product like this where you couldn't like 2 or 3 years ago, kind of
Yeah,
like gets like your like business like juice flowing
yeah,
too
for
in a way,
sure.
right?
Yeah, I think like just the learning experience of it was like more valuable than the money almost. Like just, you know, going through people, you know, setting up things and starting a Shopify, which was just really cool kind of experience, like learning how to do that. And so definitely, yeah. I mean, it's really cool, and now you got something to kind of talk about. Like, hey, I
Yeah.
made my own card.
What was your what's your major right now, or did you graduate?
Yeah, so I graduated undergrad business admin,
Okay.
and then I'm now in a master's program.
Oh, that's
Because
dope.
I'm gonna do my 6 year play this fall. So getting my master's, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
What are you thinking you want to do after?
I'll try for the NFL and then see where that takes me. And then after that, maybe I've actually thought about doing cards, you know, full time, maybe for a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of like transition, and who knows after that.
So this is gonna be your last year, basically.
Yeah, this is my last year in college for sure, and then I'll try for the NFL, and then
That would be so
see.
sick if you
Yeah,
made it to the NFL, though. I feel like the
yeah,
card community would like love it, just because
yeah.
like
It would
you're
be
one
really
of
fun.
us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So it's like that's our guy.
yeah. It would be
Like
kind
we
of
would
fun.
juice all your prices, bro. His one of one would be like at least 200 bands, bro. We got all the whales going after that.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty fun to see.
It would be
Yeah,
amazing.
it'd be pretty awesome.
And the cool thing is, like, when you're going to, sign these cards and stuff, like,
Mhm.
you'd be like, "Hey, bro, you better sign it, like, on the sticker or
Advance,
else people are
yeah,
gonna be pissed."
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you better
Get a
not sign
good,
that shit off card,
yeah.
bro.
Get
Like,
a good autograph and make sure they're neat because some people have the worst autographs.
it's
It's
like
awful.
some of these athletes, I'm like, "Bro, like, you gotta just sign it on the card, bro." Like, people don't understand how much it, like, changes the value.
Yeah, it really does. Like, you know, BGS auto grades, and
I'm trying to
but
think of a guy that always signs off card. Like, Edwards, I think, always signs, like,
sometimes
yeah,
over. Yeah,
off. It's like some
yeah, like Rui Hachimura. I remember he just has the Y.
bro, Rui was a you don't know how many Rui slabs are out there right now, bro. It's
There's a
so
lot.
bad.
I think he's good. Yeah, he kind of just
But
disappeared.
like you remember like that like point where like everybody was like looking for that next guy because it
Yeah,
was like Luca and Trey.
yeah,
So like people were going after like Rui, like honestly there Shea was a big one, but Shea's
yeah.
like still
Shea.
pretty
Yeah, he's
good.
so
But
good.
like now you go to shows though and you see
Yeah,
all these slabs of guys and I'm like, what were we thinking?
yeah.
Like
Definitely. Like when I went to the San Diego show, like walking around, it was just like going back. It's like, why would you ever grade that? Like,
because you hadn't been
it's
to a show for a minute
yeah.
before.
It's been like at least maybe half a year. I think
Yeah.
Dallas was the last one. Like in I don't
That
know,
was
maybe
last year? Or no, the last time you were in Dallas?
it might have been a
Like
year
May
ago,
or
like a
something
year
like
ago
that.
almost.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
because
And
with
you didn't go
season,
to the national, right?
yeah, because usually like with season, kind of like the springtime is like my heavy card time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to Dallas in May, and then coming back to San Diego, I was like, dang, like what were people thinking? Like grading all these, like it's
It
crazy.
was weird seeing like all those like slab
Yeah, and then
cards and
like some
stuff.
of the prices, I was like, I remember that being $500,000 card, and now it's
Yeah.
kind of in like the junk
Yeah.
slab pile. So pretty wild.
What do you think about like the current market right now?
I think it kind of is like hitting its bottom, and I think like leading up to the national and football season, it'll kind of crawl up. But I think it's kind of just like fixating, you know, certain cards or certain slabs, like we were talking, like junk slabs, kind of just like filtering out, like base prism. I think people are kind of straying away, you know, numbered, autographed, game use, getting pretty hot. So,
Yeah.
or people are hoarding them more
Yeah.
per se, like contenders football. I think you know you're kind of seeing like people find their products that they like, and
Yeah.
I think it's kind of balancing out. But I think it'll rise leading up to nationals.
Well, it's interesting because we have all these like new companies that are revolved around cards right
Yeah,
now and they're like really making their impact or effect on the market, whatever you want to call it. Um we're in a group chat like sold too
yeah,
early. We got like a bunch of like pretty knowledgeable guys in there, and
yeah,
we talk about this stuff all the time.
yeah.
Like for example, like a couple days ago, Alt had an auction,
Hmm.
and a lot of those cards that dealers were selling to Alt or consigning, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They have to put these cards out onto the market and
Hmm.
eventually sell them. And it's just cool. It's weird and also cool to see like an effect like a company like that can do to a market where
Yeah,
like
definitely.
you know uh a lot of people thought the Luka Mojo PSA 10, for example, went for cheap compared to its last comp. But also, like, at the same time, like, that's setting the new comp in a way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's pretty interesting. I think they have like a right direction. Like you can't, shill bid and
Yeah.
pretty protected and
You have to have money in your account.
yeah, you have to have money and if you do sell on the platform, you'll get paid out, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
Because 2 years ago we didn't have anything like that.
Yeah. And I like in the group chat, like transparency, there's a lot more transparency now, like what this sold for. So is that good or bad? I don't, I think it's good.
That's what I've been trying to like think about it over the last couple of days.
Yeah, you want transparency and you want to, find prices, but I guess it is hard, to flip now and kind of, I don't know. I remember like we go to bullpen 2 years ago, like trade nights, like you kind of be like talking to someone like, is it really worth this? Like, I think so, like I'm gonna buy it or and now alt value and golden comps.
Well, and all those cards like that you couldn't find, right? Like, and it was really hard to find. Now it's becoming accessible in a way.
Exactly. Yeah, just more transparency. I think it's good. I guess for the flipper it could be bad, but I mean, back in those bullpen days, it definitely seemed a little bit more like a hobby, like like, oh, I want this card for my collection and hopefully it goes up in value or but now I think there's definitely more like it's more businessy, like you got alt comps, golden comps, PWCC, like is it worth this? Like, you can't really flip as much. But and I guess collecting, like the cards are just so expensive now. Like,
well, how do you brought up a good point of like it's like a business now versus like collecting before. Like for you, like how do you like separate that in a way, right? Because I feel like you're like you have like a strong collecting passion in you, but also like you're in college and you want to make a little bit of money at the same time.
I think there was like a certain point, like obviously the grading was like I'm kind of gonna buy and flip and maybe if I get a cool card I'll just keep it, but kind of just at some point I was like these, like as much as I love collecting, like looking at a card, like once it kind of hit a price, like
I
was
out.
Just like, is it 50K cool to look at this card now? Like, or would I rather have so it's like I'd rather as much as I would love to keep those cards, but it was just kind of like, is it 50K cool to look at it, put it back in my safe? I don't know, kind of just decision like
well, because there's some people like for me, like I always like the chase of like going after like a certain card, and that's what like fueled me to like move stuff in a way. Was that something that like you had, or was it just more of like I want to collect what I know I want to collect, and the rest of the stuff is kind of.
I think it's like it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I love to buy and hold back then, but like you're saying, like kind of like the chase, like buy something like, okay, I owned whatever a Curry refractor, now I own a Tom Brady Contenders, and now I own a young. You just keep going, and you're like, I had all these cards in my collection at one point. Like that's pretty cool. Like you owned them and bought them and collected them, but now now they're gone. But it's a pretty cool story. Go down the list. Like I own this,
of what you own.
Yeah. So it's a pretty sweet way to think about collecting.
I'm like fuck. Like right when I like think I want something and I get it, I'm just like, oh, like that was cool.
Exactly.
And then I'm out, and I'm like, why am I so like messed up here? Like. But like that's like where I'm like, I just like the chase of it.
I think
like I like putting the trade together to get the piece that guy wants, so then I can get that card. I like that part.
I do too. Like I think trading for sure is the best part. Like kind of the chase. Like I can move these two that maybe I don't really want for like something I really want, or know that other people really want.
But it's hard to explain that to like somebody who doesn't know cards. It's like they have to see it in a way.
Like because I know you like certain people are just like wired, like I'm gonna get this, like I'm gonna go make this happen because I know this guy, and goes back to like the relationships, like talking 100%. To a lot of people, like you just build that kind of card network, and you kind of know, who has who and like what they want. But also again, like you go back to the relationship, like again we're in this group chat that's like super super dope. I don't know exactly how many people are in there, but it's probably around like 20.
Around like 20, and like it's a really just like cool community of like
Yeah.
chill dudes.
It
That
is. Yeah. I said that last night. Like, I'm just really appreciate like everyone in the chat just because it's like it's so fun and
and
so
then
much
every time we
knowledge.
see each other, we're just like, "What up, bro?"
Yeah.
Like,
It's priceless knowledge, like
yeah,
to learn from you, to learn from Nady, to learn from whoever. Like,
yeah.
it really is,
And they can give
priceless.
great advice, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff in a lot a lot of the stuff in this industry, there's no like textbook where you can like
Yeah.
go in and be
Exactly.
like, this is what I'm supposed to do. It's more
Exactly.
of like you got to go to somebody who's been in the
Yeah.
situation
Exactly.
before and figure
And
out like
learn,
how,
and
yeah, and learn.
whether like watching, talking to them, just yeah. I think that's been the biggest thing for me, and regardless, like made a lot of money or what, like the relationships, like that definitely set me up, like to be a good card collector and learn a lot and just have like a lot of knowledge in it, and just kind of watching watching Chris Jackson, and so it's been
Well, you
definitely
brought up
fun.
Chris Jackson earlier
Yeah.
when it was at your first event, and
Hmm.
now he's working for all.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember
He had the craziest shit.
yeah, remember he had like duffel
Oh
bags,
my
and he was kind of
god,
like sitting in the corner. I was like, oh, I'm gonna say what's up, see what he has, and he just pulls out duffel bags, and
bro!
we just talked
I
for
remember I
hours.
went there and I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
it
because at that
was
time I had like no, I didn't really
yeah,
have
I didn't
much.
have any,
Yeah,
yeah,
and I
like
was just like, how do you do that?
yeah.
Like, and I
If
saw
you
Nady and I was just
Yeah.
like, who is this guy? I sold my shit to Nady. I was
Yeah.
like, take my
Yeah.
shit, bro.
I tried to like sell him I remember a Curry paper, and he was like being so stiff on his back. I was
Yeah,
like, dude, it's
whatever,
okay,
a
man.
bill.
Yeah.
But
Um,
I mean that's what you like I guess need to like keep
yeah.
building and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see like, like you saw Chris at that show and now he's like in like a cool startup. Like
Yeah.
it's so interesting how like the hobby and industry has developed
Yeah.
and like where people were at like a
Mm-hmm.
couple years ago to like where they're at
100%.
now.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because now you can kind of make your impact on the industry in a way.
Yeah. And I think it's all cool because, we kind of are like all together. Like we were all talking, and like, as the card community was picking up really rapidly, through COVID, we were all kind of connected, and yeah, like you said, like seeing people build up, and
Yeah.
it's pretty sweet. So it's been so fun. Like card collecting's been the best. Like I love it. Nice little escape, make some money, talk to people. And, yeah.
If you guys have any questions for Brett, put them in the chat. We'll be answering them. Any questions on the market, how it's like playing at USC, his aspirations in the future, his cards, which we're actually going to be giving away some of these today. How much do these go for retail?
I was selling them for like 50, I think. But I don't know, maybe a price drop in the future, like come season or something. But yeah, I mean, yeah, on my website I think 50. So
that's solid.
Yeah, they come in this little package. I don't know if the camera's on. But...
Yeah, are we back up, James? And we're recording.
Oh yeah, we're 40 seconds in.
I like it, bro. We're back in the game. Okay, so basically the cards go for about $50 on your website.
Yeah, they come in this little custom pouch with custom sticker, and I ship them out. Got a little label printer. It's pretty nice. Little profit.
You could probably do like some sort of brand deal in the future with like a Tops or Panini or something. Maybe.
I don't know. Probably not big enough, but I just made my own.
Yeah, but nobody. I don't think anybody's done something like this before. As like
yeah, I guess it'd be pretty sweet to do.
Yeah, I mean, this is fire on card autos and everything, bro.
Magged up.
So if you send something like this to PSA, do you think they'll grade it?
I have no clue.
Have you tried doing that?
I don't know. I feel like maybe I should try. I think it'd be pretty sweet. I wonder what they would do.
Because you have other cards too, right? From like bowl
the
games.
Army Bowl, yeah, the Army Bowl was pretty cool. That was Leaf.
Do you have your own 101?
I don't know. Someone did buy it. I feel like I want to say it was like Schick or something.
It's kind of fucked up.
I know. I think he bought it on eBay. Yeah, I haven't really checked though.
Do you like have like a if you like, let's say you like make it to the NFL, would you collect your own shit or would you like not?
Probably,
what do you think that's weird?
Probably not. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know if I would.
I was talking to Pecco.
Yeah.
And he was like, he doesn't like really collect NFL stuff because he thinks it's weird because he like knows the players and stuff.
Yeah.
So he does soccer.
Yeah. I guess that is kind of weird. Like I buy my two roommates, Austin Jackson and Elijah. They were first rounders, and I bought some of their stuff. Just I thought it was cool, like that. Like, yeah, own cracked ice on.
But then do you go to like your friend and be like, "Yo, I own your card," or is that like weird?
Yeah, I told him I was like, "Oh, nice stuff. Like, I got your cracked ice on him."
And what do they think about it?
They probably think I'm weird, but I don't care.
Interesting.
I
Well,
don't know.
'cause
I think they think it's cool.
I feel like cards have like evolved though, where like the everyday person might start knowing about it. Like, oh yeah, I heard about like cards being, or is that like still not there yet? I don't know.
I don't know. I think they think it's cool. Like they know they signed all, like they would tell me like, oh, I'm signing, some Panini stuff like it's coming out, and then I just buy something and be like, I own it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like that's like my PC. Like I just have those cards.
Well, because we had Lane was over here in LA like a couple weeks ago, and I think he did something with
at the rookie premiere.
Yeah, and he was saying how the athletes really enjoyed like cards and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's sweet, like opening a box and being like, oh, I pulled myself, or I know this guy, like he's on my team or whatever. I think that's pretty cool. Like open pack of cards and kind of just see. Yeah, I don't see why anyone would not enjoy that.
Do you think that fanatics will involve athletes more, like in the card community and industry?
I think so. I think they'll do a great job. I'm pretty excited to see what they do. I think they have a great network and brand, so I think they could do a lot with it, and I hope they take that and do a lot of stuff, like cool things that kind of more involve the athletes. That
because
Panini kind of lacks.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's why I like seeing Lane like do something like that, and him saying his experience was amazing and athletes enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's like, then why don't we do more of that?
Yeah.
I think box breaking with your favorite athletes would be so lit.
Yeah,
or seeing them rip 100%. Product.
Yeah, seeing them open a box, like imagine like Tom Brady or LeBron, like
Tom Brady ripping 03 like Bowman Chrome.
Like that would be.
Or is it 03 or 02?
I think it's 2000.
Or two, yeah, I might be way off.
Yeah.
2000 LeBron 03, but
LeBron.
But I know LeBron has some like a lot of his own cards. Like I heard about that, but
and I think other athletes like Giannis, he posts a few stories like of him signing cards. Like I feel like maybe they gotta have some of them.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about physical assets, but I want to get into digital.
Okay.
I know you're in NFTs a little bit. I know you've dabbled.
I've tried to learn, but I wouldn't say it's my strong suit, like crypto or anything like that. But I don't know. I think it's a very interesting, of course.
So I went to VCon, right?
Yeah.
And my whole time there, I was like, oh my God, NFT people are literally the same as card people in terms of their passion for it.
Yeah.
But NFT people and card people don't fuck with each other.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
It is.
They'll like stand on like other sides of the street. Like it's like they have there's this weird beef, and I'm like, why? Like they're literally the same people. Like
I mean they're interested in a topic, and it is kind of weird. Like I don't know why you can't enjoy both.
Yeah.
Type of thing,
well, that's the reason I brought it up. I know that you like NFTs, and it's like it should be something that we could bring up both in the same conversation.
Yeah, I think all like like shoes, NFTs, like anything you can collect, like we all kind of have collecting, and you build your collection, buy and sell and trade. So yeah, I mean, I think it seems like cards and NFTs are kind of like mesh in a way. Like I know like Steph Curry launched his NFT that I was trying to buy. Like I think that's sick. Like a Curry card, or like a Curry, it was like his 3-point record. Like, have an NFT of that is pretty sweet. So
yeah,
I think there's a lot of correlation, and I don't really know why people beef.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, it's just like, why can't you just enjoy both?
I think it's eventually going to happen, and it's going to be more like a natural thing. But I think we're just in like a weird cycle period right now. Which one do you like enjoy like more though? Like
definitely cards.
Definitely cards.
Yeah, I'd say I just have like a lot more passion for that. But
yeah, I
think NFTs is cool, and try to learn about it and just kind of gain some knowledge. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, when I went to that event, it was amazing because like, we're 15 card dealers, so there's like not too many of us, so we're kind of like all doing our trades and stuff within ourselves. But people were coming up and like, I wasn't like selling anything crazy, but like $100 card, like $50 card was selling, and wax was selling. So it was like a really like, I don't know, interesting experience to go, because Dallas was that weekend too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could have went to Dallas and like done like a lot better,
Oh,
like
yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know, like profit wise. But I thought it was like a really cool experience, I
Yeah.
guess, to go to.
I think it looked pretty cool. I saw Costa was there.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
some videos, but yeah, it looked like a fun time. And I don't know, Gary Vee catch a lot of flack, but I think he brought a lot of popularity to cards first, and then now NFTs. And you know, I appreciate, you know, he tried the NFT card boxes, and it's I
Yeah.
mean, people bought them, and whether to flip them or open them, it's like pretty cool idea.
Well, they're doing like $5K a box or something right
Yeah, I
now.
mean, it's still
So it's
people
still
are
they
still
came out at 2,200, I believe.
so, yeah, something like
So it's
that.
still doubled up.
Yeah.
It went to like a crazy amount, like 12,
Yeah,
13K.
dude, yeah.
But
Which-
it was interesting because at VCon, literally, people were ripping those boxes like it was fucking water, bro.
Really?
And they were like, like they somebody pulled a 101, went crazy. There's like 202s, 5s of 5s,
Yeah.
and like they fucked with that. They like
Yeah.
collecting that, which I
Yeah.
thought was another interesting thing
Yeah,
too.
like which is like cards, like who doesn't? I don't know. It's like you can appreciate both. Like I think that's sweet to, you know, the NFT, like having your own card, you know, opening a box, like that's so much fun, like ripping wax.
It would be interesting to see if like Bored Apes came out with their own like cards.
Yeah. I think, you know, maybe they could in the future. And you know, you could see a Bored Ape hobby box, or I don't know too much, but they had like the land sale.
Yeah.
I remember Nick was talking about, like,
do you think though that the person that owns the Bored Ape would fuck with having like
a card printed yeah.
like it said
Yeah.
like 101 like
Yeah.
that's it? Like I
Yeah.
think they would, but I don't know.
Maybe if they get like a royalty or I don't know, to print it, or I have no clue. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting.
But, yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of interesting aspects of it, and just like the collecting world, like it's another collectible and space, so pretty sweet.
Yeah,
because I guess like for cards, like it'd be pretty cool to have like an NFT of like some cards I own, maybe like some.
Well, that's what all these new companies I think are trying to do,
Yeah.
like the whole vault, you know, and then have your picture as your NFT in a way. I mean, I think alt is eventually going to shift to that. I feel like.
Yeah, I could totally see like companies doing kind of like a NFT pack opening of cards, and then you know you open the pack like online, and then but you actually get maybe like the physical cards you get like the
in your
NFT.
vault or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
sent to you.
like on your vault, and then you can ship it to you. But
Yeah.
you can just, you know, rip online, and
That would be dangerous for
Yeah.
people.
yeah, it
People would go
but-
gripping crazy. But I think I
it'd be
agree.
a cool idea, like
I
you know,
agree.
you open a pack like $100, and it's like a mystery card.
I agree.
You could get like a $200-300 card, or you
Yeah.
see the NFT, and then you can, like I can ship it to me, or like trade it on the platform.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like it's pretty interesting. So I think you know you can kind of combine the two, like NFT card, like which I think some companies might end up doing.
Yeah.
eventually.
Are you a big ripper?
I was, but now that it got too expensive, not really.
Interesting.
But I do like ripping. I used to rip a lot.
So when we went to VCon, fucking Schmitty, who works at Card Vault, I fucking love this man, bro.
Really?
He's like, you
No,
got to meet him.
you gotta
He's
meet.
he's dope.
Okay.
He went on a ripping like cycle.
Really?
He ripped 2 WWE Prism boxes. He ripped 2 first off the line UFC Prism from this year. He ripped 2 UFC first year Prism boxes too.
Expensive?
Yeah, UFC first year Prisms like 20, like 2K a box,
Dang.
and then FOTL from this year's Prism was like 1,700 a box, and he ripped 2 of those. He ripped 2 WWE, which is 700 a box, and then he ripped
All for
7.
himself?
Yeah, he ripped 17 UFC, which was like 1,600 a box, and then one more box at like 1,200.
Jeez, he went on a
All in like 2 days.
I don't think I could do that. Like, but I wish I could. Like, but
Oh yeah, I wish I could too, but I was.
yeah,
He pulled some big cards though.
Really?
He pulled a Rose. I don't know if you know who Rose is.
Yeah.
Rose out of 5 gold shimmer. He pulled a CM Punk. This is interesting. He pulled CM Punk from UFC because CM Punk used to be like in the UFC. He had like 2 fights.
Really?
He pulled a 101, a Super Factor 101, and then
It's always so fun to rip. Like, I mean, yeah, nowadays, like with the prices, you'll probably lose, but like, I don't know, just getting those cards, like,
yeah,
maybe
it's
something
fun.
that you'll never buy or never have the chance to buy.
And the funny part was the box that hit the CM Punk on the back of the barcode, he was like, there says CM on the back, so it has to be Conor McGregor.
Oh.
So I thought it was gonna be Conor McGregor the whole time, and he pulled a CM Punk one on one CM.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, that's kind of pain, but it's whatever.
I definitely have some of my best card collecting memories were from ripping. Like
Yeah.
I ripped whatever year, I think 2011. I want to say it was John Wall year,
Okay.
and we went to a card shop in Vegas. I was there with my family, bought a classics box from that year, and ripped it, in the hotel room with my whole family, and pulled the John Wall on card like rookie. Like at the time, it was like
A big
the
card.
best card. Yeah, like, and I was celebrating, and I remember it so vividly. So yeah, some of the best memories like growing up, like, beg my mom to take me to the card shop and buy a box and rip it. So
Where did you grow up?
So I actually grew up in Tokyo, Japan, and then we would come back to Kodo, and then I moved back to Kodo when I was in high school, and then went to San Margarita.
We graduated literally the same year.
Yeah, 2017.
I went to Dana Hills and you went to SM.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's actually really, and we never met each other.
We never met each other.
That's weird, kind of.
Yeah, like probably like what 30 minutes apart.
You never messed with anybody from Dana Hills that like I would have knew.
Nobody did.
Nobody did. He went to Elisa. He went to Elisa Nego.
Okay, so you're close to. Yeah, I don't. I was mostly just like SM kids that you would hang out with.
You had your little group over at Kodo and just vibe.
Kodo bubble,
Interesting.
Hang out there.
Did you always know that you're gonna get into like you're gonna get a scholarship and you're like?
No, I didn't really. I had no clue. I just kind of started playing. I started playing football freshman year.
Oh wow!
And
you never played football before that?
No. So it was kind of just like, just did it to meet people and make some new friends, and then just kind of fell in love and realized that I could be pretty good. And just
when you're like just like demolishing other dudes on the field, you're like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, I loved it. Like high school sports was a lot of
You
fun.
played other sports like other than football?
Yeah, I
in high
played
school?
basketball. I threw shot put. Those three.
Did you ever wrestle?
No, I didn't. I did for like 1 year in Tokyo, but I wasn't very good. I was kind of a wimp.
Did you like Tokyo better than over here, or what?
Just so like complete opposite. Like suburban, and then like in Tokyo, I was like right in the heart of the city. Like
just a lot going on.
Yeah, it's like it's just different. I don't even know how to really explain it. Like just growing up like right in the city and then coming out here like suburb, like kind of going.
Was it hard making friends? Like going through that like back and forth?
I did 1 year of middle school here, so I did 8th grade. And yeah, like the first few days I was like, oh my god, like this is because it was like
I'm
uniform.
screwed.
Yeah, and like I just remember like there was a person like crying on the first day, and then like some kid like stabbed a kid with a pencil, and
what?
Like did it on their seat, and like
this is in Santa Margarita?
No, this is my 1 year of 8th grade it was SashaT. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy.
Oh, that was in San Juan, right? Is that in San Juan?
It's like right outside Kodo.
Yeah. Damn, those kids are gnarly in San Juan.
So I was just like, oh my god.
No, but this is the private one. This is right by J. Sarah, right?
Not right by. It's like kind of by Kodo. Like.
Oh, okay.
I don't
know. But that's still rough.
It was just like funny. It was just like.
Getting stabbed is getting stabbed.
Yeah.
It was just he put it like on his seat as a prank, and then I guess it like hit his. He sat down too quick, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
You're like, get me out of here.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is
rough.
American schooling, I guess. But no, it ended up being super fun, and I loved it.
Did you meet? So we have a guy in the group chat named Chen.
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet him?
Yeah, I met Chen through. He was at Sarah. Met him through high school, and then we just kind of became good buddies. And I got him into card collecting, I guess.
Got you.
Because he was kind of just like, hey, I'm bored. Maybe I need to pick up a hobby. And I was like, check
sports
this out,
cards.
like, make some money. Travel around, meet a lot of cool people. So I think he's enjoyed it.
That's dope.
Yeah,
it's always cool to have somebody like one of your friends that like you. Like before sports cards, get him in and and then like enjoy the industry together.
Yeah, definitely.
I tried to get James in it, and he's like still like mid.
Sober.
But I gave him a good like flip. Like, what did we do? It was like a Kate. Yeah. I was like, yo, like this is like a play.
Yeah.
So I bought him 500 to 2K.
Not bad.
Yeah, and then he was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty
I was
fun.
like, don't worry that. I mean, that you have a insane card collecting investment experience.
Yeah, you're up, a couple 100%.
That was like the time though when everything was
Yeah.
insane. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was like, I just remember like you'd get something and then I don't know, you'd hold it overnight and you'd be like, oh,
It went up.
it went up this much. Like maybe it's time to sell, but then you check the next day and it keep going up.
And then you just want to hold it, and you're like,
Yeah,
what do I
and then-
do?
Yeah, it was. I'm glad that I kind of held some stuff that I had, like some of my rare stuff. But then I'm pretty glad that over
You
time
moved
I
some
was like,
stuff.
I can let go of it now.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty crazy ride, honestly. Like
It still is.
Yeah,
like
it is. It is.
It's cool to see now that like these big companies are trying to come in and create. But it's also like it's also like weird at the same time. Like a place like, again, like all like such like a. I remember all like a couple months ago, I used to go to shows and people were like selling to them, and people would always be like very stoked.
Yeah.
And now people are upset because they're listing those cards and selling them. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, what did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course they're gonna have to do something
Yeah.
with them. Yeah.
And honestly, I think what they're doing is kind of smart because they're putting like a great amount of like solid cards on their auction every single week, which just brings more eyes to it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I think like the first auction, people are like, oh, there's tons of steals here, and then like every auction it seems like more and more people are talking about it and like looking at it. So yeah, eBay was like definitely the full control. Like that's all you would check first, like eBay. And now it's like you gotta check PWCC, you gotta check Golden, you gotta check so I think they're all kind of competing against each other, and you got to have a good catalog, cars that people want.
You have to be like following along. Like today, PWCC weekly ends. Yeah. Like, and there's a shit ton of cards ending on there. Like, so it's just like, it's not just eBay anymore. Yeah. Do you still buy like a lot on eBay, or?
I haven't used. I bought actually a few stuff off eBay, but not as much. I mean, I used to buy every day. Was buying eBay. And now I more check I check Golden. So I kind of stayed away from eBay, and I think the quality of cards definitely has gone down just because the other companies are taking
the bigger stuff,
the bigger, better stuff that I think more people want. So pretty interesting, but I think eBay still does really well for kind of like the smaller cards. The raw cards.
How do you sell your stuff? Are you like more of a do you send it to auction house, or you do it yourself?
I think more just like myself, like through Instagram. I'd say that's been the number one platform for me. Just like connecting with people, trading through Instagram, selling through Instagram. So, and then I love shows too. Like there's nothing better than like going to a show and kind of like, hey, I'll trade you this like in-person deal. It's the best, because sometimes I just walk in there like I don't really know what I want, but and then you kind of see something in the showcase, and you're like, people want that, and you try to make a play, and that's kind of like the thrill for me. Like,
so you like being at the show, talking to people, going to trade nights, and doing that versus being behind a computer and just like checking comps. And
definitely, like just like the person, like just meeting people again, like the personal aspect, like kind of having the memory, like I traded this for this, like with this person in Dallas and stuff like that. So that's the best for me.
Are you going to be attending the National? What's the word there, dude?
I might be able to. I got to check my schedule, but I think it's gonna line up to where I can come, which would be
insane.
That's been like my dream for the longest time, but it's always like right before fall camp for football. But I think it might line up this year, which would be.
There's so many cards at the National. It's like absolutely like dirty.
I remember like I would watch all the YouTube recaps, and I was like, I wish so bad. Like
it's crazy.
Yeah. Even if I came with no cards, like no money, just like
just to hang out and shit.
Just to hang out, like meet everyone on Instagram. Yeah. Everyone's there. Like people that I've talked to on DMs or whatever for a while. That would be the best. Like,
and we got to get our full group chat like in one pick. I think we've always like missed like one or two people.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if you met Adam Meeks before.
No, I haven't met.
That's
people.
crazy.
Ike Meeks. I haven't met. There's others. Kai, KP.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a few people that I want to meet.
Damn, I didn't know you didn't meet Adam Meeks.
Yeah.
I was like, That's interesting.
Which is like someone that I feel
You
I've
probably
known
talked,
for
yeah.
I've known for 2-3 years, and I've talked to him on the phone. He's helped me a bunch with some deals, and just a great guy.
He's a
And like
solid dude.
I've never met him. Like I want
That's
to meet
weird.
him.
Do you think
So,
that COVID helped like our industry in a way? Because that's what people always talk about
yeah.
now. They're like, COVID helped the industry, but I want to get your kind of take of like, if you think that that happened, but also like, what are the other aspects why people joined and got in?
I think COVID definitely helped. I think people were looking for hobbies, at home, and I thought, cards pretty online industry, like Instagram, eBay. You can sit at home, buy, sell, and trade. So I definitely think it brought a lot of attention, and then also like the Jordan documentary, I think helped. I think people were kind of interested in his collectibles and his like nostalgia factor. So yeah, I think COVID definitely helped skyrocket the card collecting, for sure.
Yeah, I remember when the Jordan doc came out. I think a PSA 10 for Jordan before that was like 30K.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it went up to like, I want to say 80 or 90K.
Yeah.
But then it went down to like 50, I want to say at one
Really?
point. And people were like, oh my God, like the market's like whatever, fucked
Yeah.
or whatever. And now it's like 220K.
Yeah.
And people are butthurt because it used to be 700K for like a
Yeah.
2-week period. And people are like, the Jordan Fleer is down.
Yeah.
But I always remind myself of like the
pre.
yeah, the pre area before that, but also
Yeah.
the Jordan doc. Like
Yeah.
it was like a cool sample size of.
Yeah, it was. Like, I just remember like going back to like the bullpen, like first like the prices of certain things. Like, if you go back to then, and like it's nuts. Like, I just remember like there was
LeBron Refractor 10 was 10,000. People are going wild right now because it's down to like 55.
Yeah, so it's like still 5x since 2-3 years ago, which is.
And that's why like I wanted to like do like a podcast like this. I'm like, bro, we need to like keep things in like a macro perspective.
Yeah,
because people like go crazy on like certain comps and stuff like that. Like we gotta like chill here and just like talk it out in a way. You know what I mean?
It's still crazy that like a sports card could sell. Like people are mad that something sold for like 70K. Like it's a sports card still sold for 70K. Like,
yeah.
In 2018, you could buy a box for like $100, and like if you hit it, you're like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna flip it for like 1,000. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's really nuts. Like it's gnarly.
Are there any like specific cards or players that you're looking to go after heading into the national and at the national if you do attend to?
I think
if you do go.
I think football will be the hottest. Just like the timing of it. So yeah, like that. He said Jordan Fleer 8.5 for $800.
Yeah, Hero said I bought a Jordan Fleer 8.5 for $800 in 2008. What is that worth now? You think?
I don't know. At least
it's probably like 8K.
6,500. Yeah.
There you go. That's macro perspective, right?
Pretty crazy. Like, but yeah, I think football will be super hot in the national. Just because season starting up, the hype. I think there's a lot of good young QBs. Herbert. I think Allen will be really hot. I think some, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, some of those guys might get pretty hot. I think it's gonna be a really fun football season, though. There's a lot of activity going on, free agency. Tua maybe with Tyreek Hill now.
That's Nick's guy, Tua.
Yeah, Tua. So I think it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Are you like wanting to buy in right now because you think like the hype before the season is going to be high and then you can like sell the asset, or are you more looking like these are the guys that I think are going to do really good during the season, so I want to scoop them now?
I think some of the young guys have gotten expensive because of Patrick Mahomes, but I think someone like Jalen Hurts kind of a little cheap. Like
he's cheaper than a lot of other guys.
He's a lot like, and maybe if someone like Daniel Jones, like if you think maybe they'll do a little better, like. Could be a nice like buy and hold, and maybe like a few weeks, like hey, he's doing decent. Like
Daniel Jones burned me too many times.
Yeah, so it's football,
but his stuff is so cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like
I just don't want to like buy it again and just get like annihilated. But I guess at this point, stuff is so cheap that like you can't really get annihilated.
Yeah, some of it's like a gamble, like maybe he's gonna do okay, and you turn a $100 card into $300 or. Someone like Hurts, decently cheap. Tua got a bump because of Tyreek, but I don't know. Some guys are.
Well, Nick wants a big Tua.
Yeah, so I think football is the most gamble-ish type buy, but the hype is there, and you never know.
Interesting. I was talking to Shia about like basically like QBs and stuff, and we talked about Patrick Mahomes, like
Mhm.
because his stuff from the peak has gone down like significantly.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? Like, is there card community wise of like what do you think is going through collectors' heads with Patrick Mahomes?
I think it's more just like card collecting is like when things get hot, they get sizzling hot. Like Luca, for example, like just like the hot young prospect, like, oh, he's the next great one, or Patrick Mahomes, like he's the next Tom Brady. I think that's when things really get like sizzling hot. And I think football, you see that the most. Like someone like Herbert, like everyone just thinks he's the next great one.
Well, Herbert's stuff's insane right now.
Yeah, but he's also really good, and yeah, I mean, it's the most gamblish sport in my opinion, because I think guys can get really cold really fast.
And that's the scary part.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. You have to like know what you're doing in a way, because
Yeah.
if you don't, then it's like
kind
you
of the
can lose
fun
money
part,
real
though, yeah.
quick.
Or you hit the Patrick Mahomes, like kind of a backup quarterback type, not as thought of, and then he takes off. And
Mahomes stuff at National will be a play if he continues to fall. That's what Hero Sports Cards said. What do you think?
yeah, I agree. I think at a certain point he's still the best young quarterback for sure. And if his prices dip below like Joe Burrow or Herbert or Josh Allen, it's definitely a play.
You brought it up earlier though. You think like a lot of like QB's prices are set with like the Mahomes price.
Yeah,
In a way.
I do think like as the height, like when some like Josh Allen, like when he hasn't really won much, but like card collectors just love his potential, and he's like, he often's compared to Mahomes, like he's the best young quarterback, and Mahomes does have a Super Bowl and I think MVP maybe. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just like whoever's sizzling hot. Like I think Herbert right now is definitely the number one hottest guy for sure.
What do you think about Brady?
I think he's the safest buy. I think he's getting older and he's not as flashy now, but his resume is definitely number one.
Well, his stuff has come down.
Yeah,
like in terms of price points the last couple of months. So I thought it was interesting. It's like
I think everything's kind of gotten softer, but Brady, even like LeBron, some of his prices went.
LeBron's
which was pretty
taking
nuts,
a hit,
which was I think unwarranted because again, like the resume, like the guys are so old, like they're on their tail end, but what they've accomplished, like.
But that's I think with like collecting, like one thing that like I've learned is like people just want like once the actual event happens or thing happens, like people think, oh, then it's gonna go up after that. It's like no, it goes up based off of the hype before.
Exactly. The sizzling hot. Yeah,
it's weird, and it's like you'd think that it would be the opposite, but it's not.
100%. It's pretty interesting. Like that's kind of why like you gotta buy the hot things, the sizzling hot items, and then because everyone's kind of anticipating Herbert or Josh Allen to win that Super Bowl or win MVP, and then once maybe they win it and maybe they don't win it the next year, it kind of is like the hype that's what everyone's hyping up. So
what do you think about the NBA Finals, and who do you think because don't the Heat and Celtics play today or tomorrow?
I think Sunday. Yeah, it should be today. Yeah, tonight.
Let's go.
Yeah,
who do you think is gonna win though?
I think the Celtics.
We're gonna clip this because by the time this comes out,
I think 5:30. I think the Celtics. From what I've watched, I haven't watched too much, which is I think
the Celtics really needed that last game because now going Game 7, you lost that game and now you're in Miami.
Yeah.
That's a tough dub to get. But if Tatum goes off and like just takes over the game, his shit is going to be insane.
He's heated up a ton. I've always thought he's a good player, but I thought maybe he kind of like plateaued, but he proved me wrong.
But if Butler goes off the way he did last time, fuck.
I think the Heat's got such a scrappy team. I kind of like PJ Tucker, Butler. Lowry. I think they're all like really, really.
Do you think the
scrappy.
Celtics or the Heat have a better chance against the Warriors?
I'd probably say the Heat, maybe just like defense wise, and
I agree with that.
yeah, I think the Warriors would want to play the Celtics. I think.
That's what I was talking to Nady the other day, and I was like, I think the Celtics is an easier matchup.
Yeah, they don't really
He
have
didn't
like a
agree
strong
though.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they don't really have a strong big. You kind of got Wiggins, kind of battle Jimmy Butler, similar type, like similar play styles. Where I think maybe the Heat like a little scrappier. Like they got Bam, which is really good center.
Yeah.
Bigger guy, so should be interesting. You know, Jimmy Butler. I think it's been. I think he's the most underrated for sure. Like his card prices and what he's done. But like again, it's the sizzling hot.
Card prices it's weird how like some guys just don't sell well.
Yeah, it is weird. I think it has to do with like popularity too and likability.
Yeah.
So.
But like a guy like Jimmy Butler, it feels like he is like pretty like I guess socially well known.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get the. I don't know. He doesn't get.
He hasn't really won, or yeah. I don't know. I think he should definitely get more respect.
Yeah, I don't know. But let's say the Warriors win then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Curry prices go up? Do you think they stay the same? Do you think they go down?
I mean, like you said, kind of like when the event happens, I think it will. But I don't know. I mean, it should. Like you would want it, like Curry, like to go. Yeah, I mean,
because we saw a spike in Curry's prices like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And now it's totally settled.
Yeah, but I mean, it should. He wins the finals, and maybe
he doesn't have a he doesn't have a finals MVP.
He gets the finals MVP this year. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't, but I wouldn't be shocked if it kind of had a spike and then it tapered off. But I think it should. I mean, you said Curry is safe at bare minimum, which I kind of agree. Like
I don't know how much more it could go down. That's like my take.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I bought a big Curry card a couple of days ago, and I was just like, I've sold this card twice the amount I'm basically about to buy it for twice in the last like 4 months, and now I'm getting it at this price, and I'm like, he's in the finals, and I'm just like, if he wins the finals, like how much more can this card really go down? And I'm just like, all right, I pulled the trigger and I got it.
Yeah, I agree. So.
But
and that's a good point. Like Curry's stuff is very rare and very hard to find.
Yeah,
because a lot of it is locked up in collections.
I heard some things about certain guys trying to go after like a lot of his stuff, and that was when like stuff was pretty crazy. But again, it's so limited that you can do that. Mm-hmm. You can't really do that with like Luka cards.
Yeah, there's too many.
There's too many.
Yeah, but
even though like his stuff. I guess his stuff went up over the last couple of weeks, and now it's trying to go down again because he did something that nobody expected him to do, I guess, which is get into the Western Conference Finals. But his stuff is still so expensive.
Yeah, it is 100%. He's got like almost like a cult following.
It used to, like when we were at that first trade night, like you'd want to buy Luka because he was so cheap, and like you could see the potential in him.
Yeah.
Now he's still amazing, and I still think he's going to win some championships, but. It's so expensive.
It is. It's so expensive that it's like, is it really worth it?
I don't think so.
I get it, unless you kind of like hot potato it. Like,
well, because the thing is like, you'd always think like, oh, you know, the whales are gonna protect the big Luka cards.
Yeah.
And now I think it's finally starting to see that they're not in a way, because like a Blue Ice just did 50 something.
They can't buy them all.
Yeah, you can't buy them all. The Mojo did. I forgot, like 70s. Yeah. The last comp on that was like 100, I think. Like, so like, I think people are starting to feel like, oh, like we can't really protect this the way we wanted to, which that's fine. Like his play will be his play, like, and winning is going to be his main factor of like what the card value is.
I mean, like compared to LeBron, like, I don't know. Do you think Luka's gonna ever have the resume LeBron has?
I think he could.
I think he could, but it's a very like slim. I mean, there's.
Yeah. So then why? So you're basically saying then why don't you just buy LeBron right now, which is down so much, and he's literally
already accomplished. It's just again goes back to like kind of the football. Like it's just like the hot sizzling item will always do better.
What's a LeBron card you think is like kind of like a good buy right now.
Shoot, I saw those alt sales of the refractor 95
Yeah.
for 17, which was.
It's crazy.
I mean, you haven't seen those prices in a few years, which is like, I mean, pretty iconic. Probably one of the most iconic, I'd say, cards that we have.
Yeah, I agree.
In the community, and I don't know, half, or I think they were at what 40, 50.
Yeah,
Like,
1 point.
40, yeah. So maybe call it like 50% off, like.
A min gem did 17.
On alt, yeah.
Yeah, those were like 28, pretty solid for the last couple months.
Yeah, and then
Wow,
I mean, it's not a bad buy, and he's gonna. I think next season he's supposed to become the points leader.
Yeah.
So maybe you see a spike. I bought a few LeBrons. I think he got cheap, and kind of just prepare for maybe they make some off-season moves and he breaks the record next year.
I like it.
Yeah. So but like going back, like I'd rather spend the money on LeBron than Luka.
Yeah.
And I feel safer and feel better about.
Well, you brought up LeBron. I want to know your top 5 all time.
I'd go LeBron, Jordan.
Oh.
Shaq.
Oh.
I guess the order I'm Kobe. And who's Kareem.
So you're putting Shaq over Kareem, and you're putting Shaq over Kobe?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
100%.
I'm having a heartburn right now.
I think I got Shaq over Kobe.
What?
Yeah. Shaq's like the most dominant player.
Yeah, he's the most dominant, but like...
He left Lakers not winning championships.
He won one more championship. That was
The
it.
Heat. The Heat. Yeah.
Then he was donezo.
Yeah. Did Kobe win, 2 more after?
Yeah.
Someone said, oof.
3-peat.
Oh, my God.
4 and 5.
See,
Who would your top 5 be?
I already said it, and I got people were hating on me, bro.
Do it.
I went Kobe 1, Jordan 2, and then I put I think I put Magic 3, Kareem 4, and then Braun 5.
Kobe buys.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I think Kobe's really good. I mean,
Yeah, really good. You're putting him at 5.
Did I? Yeah, I put him at 4. I put him at 4.
Who's your 5?
LeBron, Jordan, Shaq, Kobe.
Oh.
And
you didn't put
Kareem.
You didn't put Magic on there.
Kareem or Magic.
I respect
That's
it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm gonna get this back up right now.
I also just have I love Shaq. Like that's my.
Well, Shaq prices are really cheap too.
Yeah.
But his stuff just doesn't sell
he signed a lot. He has a lot of rookies, low key.
Oh, someone said I had it right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They gave me some oofs.
Well, they gave me oofs last time. Like the chat was like ripping me, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's my 5, bro.
I feel like Jordan would probably be my 1 if I grew up, in watching him. But like just watching LeBron and like, I don't know, he's been playing since I can remember, and just like I don't know all the like. I think that the one final series against the Warriors down 3-1 was just like. That's just like peak greatness in my head. Like
it was alright.
Oh, come on.
The way that I think about my like top 5 is like, who do I think like if I had to choose one player to put in a 7-game series, like to be on my team, like who would I want? I'd take Kobe, but that's just me.
I'd probably
like if you have in Kobe's head like, yo, you have to win like this series. Like I just feel like there's like. I don't know. It would be very, very tough to like
Jordan.
I don't think
if you put it that way.
There's a doubt that like for a team guy, team player, making your team the best, it would be LeBron to make your team the best for a series. But like,
but to win it is different.
To win it, I'd go Jordan.
I think Jordan's got that willpower.
Yeah,
like you said,
6-0
this game, I'd go Jordan.
Yeah.
But like to make your team, Jordan was borderline insane.
Kobe is borderline insane.
To make your team the best, it'd probably be LeBron. But to win, I'd go Jordan.
I think when you put it 7-game series, like life or death, I'm picking Jordan.
I'd go Kobe.
I'm going Jordan. If you put it like that.
Jordan.
You guys suck, bro.
4 out of 5 of those top 5 are Lakers.
Yeah,
that's what people last time were like. Oh, this is a bias because we're in SoCal, but it's like, yeah, it's your water. Put it there. Somebody said Santa Margarita product. Yes. That's funny that we've never met each other until cards.
Never saw each other either.
No, we knew a couple people from SM.
Buffalo Bills of the 90s. All those Super Bowls appearances.
Yeah, I mean, I think LeBron is just waiting for his kid to get in the league and then play a year with him, and then he's out.
I think
he's trying to extend it out. Like, I don't really think he cares if he wins another championship.
But he's still he's still producing at a very high level, which is nuts. But
yeah, it's just I don't know if he can be that number one guy anymore for a full season. I think he can do it in like stretches.
He's so old. He's 30.
No, I agree. Like, it's insane that he's playing like this at that age. Yeah. I think you wanted AD to be the one, the go-to guy, but he fucking can't stay healthy.
Yeah. That's what they need.
That's what they need.
Yeah, you wanted LeBron kind of just be the guy.
Be the guy in the playoffs where then he can like produce, you know? Yeah, but AD can't stay healthy, and
the Russ signing was like I was so mad,
bro. That was so bad.
I was so mad. I mean, we could have had DeMar. We could have had.
I went to the game where they played the LaMelo, and people were legit booing Westbrook to not shoot.
Yeah, that's
like he would get the ball, and people would be like, No, don't shoot. And I was like, oh my God, this is like an NBA player. Like, that's insane.
His career path and like his cards was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, his stuff probably was hot before. Like, I wasn't in it at that time, but
yeah, I'm sure. Like,
wait, his stuff got hot at Nationals when the trade happened, and then I remember his stuff got hot during that day. But
even then, but I'm sure like before, like he was probably those MVPs and stuff. He was probably
he probably sold well. Let's talk a little bit about USC, bro. What's going on with the team right now?
So right now we're on a little break, but we start up, I guess, Tuesday, but we really start officially the following week for workouts. Got a ton of new players, none with the transfer portal rules. So it should be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting roster. We got Caleb Williams from Oklahoma, Travis Dye from Oregon, Jordan Addison from Pitt, the receiver, tons of new talent, tons of new kind of leaders, and we got to glue the roster pretty quickly. And yeah, new coach, new culture. It's gonna be fun though.
Who's your new coach?
Lincoln Riley, and then we got for O-line Josh Henson from Texas A&M. But yeah, we want to be physical. We want to be nasty this year. We want to win it all. We want to run the ball, throw the ball, just have fun, and just have a fun year that, USC, a great prestigious university that has a lot of power and a lot of people follow, that spot in college football for a long time. Do
you kind of have like a little chip on your shoulder since it's your last year? You're like, you kind of want to go off with like a bang?
Yeah. I mean, I'm ready to work hard and focus. I focus a lot on football. I love cards, but I kind of put it on the afterthought this spring, just like focusing on ball. And but yeah, it's the last year, and like we haven't had the most success my whole career, but like this is the year. I just feel it like we have to win and we have to dominate people, and that should be fun.
I feel like I just became a USC fan.
Yeah,
I don't really have a college football team.
You have to come to some games this year. I think it's gonna be like
electric.
Just the energy.
I went to the campus before. I went that one time I told you. And I was like, it was dope. Yeah. I went to Cal State Fullerton, so it wasn't like it was a little bit different than what you guys got over there.
I'll definitely get you some tickets, and you'll have to come. I think it's gonna be because I just like the Coliseum, like historical place to play, and it hasn't had that hype in a long time, and I think it's gonna be.
How is it like being on the field, like at the Coliseum? Like what are the emotions like going through?
Yeah, it's body? Always like so just
surreal.
Yeah, it's always amazing, like running out and seeing just like the peristyle, torch. Then this year, like with the good vibes and like.
There's going to be great vibes this year. A lot
of support and a lot of people like passionate again and like supportive. I think it's going to be just like so emotional to run out like the first couple games. And yeah, I mean, I can't even put it into words. Like it's going to be crazy. You can see the smile on his face.
Dude, I'm hyped. I'm going.
Over here.
I'm ready to go. I think James, we're going to the first game, bro.
The second game should be fun against Stanford. I think it's like 4:30 ABC.
That's at Stanford.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, that's a little rough.
Or no, Fresno State. I think that's kind of like a night game,
Fresno
and
State will be at
they're a
home.
good game or a good team, and so you'll have to come to that one.
I'm done. I'm hyped. And then what do you think? NFL? Do you think you got it?
Yeah,
What's the word?
I hope I have a good year and maybe just get an opportunity, get a chance, and see. I mean, it's a very hard league to make, and
How many guys get drafted a year?
260, I think.
That's crazy. That's like
Which
barely
is,
anything.
yeah, which is if you
How many
think of
college
all the
footballs are football players? D1 football players are there?
thousands.
Countless.
Yeah,
Like let's say like
Thousands.
3,000, 4,000, something like that.
there's got to be more because there's like 100 a team or 100 players a team, and there's got to be at least 100 teams.
That's crazy.
So
If you had to get drafted though, like do you care like what team you know?
oh no, I would be like thankful for wherever. Yeah, it just would be cool to just even get like the opportunity, like even if I didn't make it, like say, I tried to play for this team, like I went to their mini camp, like kind of got to see what it's like,
Well, that's what Peko was saying that, when he was getting drafted, his agent was telling him that, there could be a situation where, like you wouldn't necessarily get drafted, but you'd go to their camps and stuff.
Yeah.
But then he got totally surprised because I think he got drafted early the first couple rounds, and they're having a draft party and they weren't even like set up or ready yet.
Really?
And he said it was the craziest experience. It was probably one of his best days like ever in his life, and super emotional. And he, like, just like you when you're talking about like going to the Coliseum and playing, like you could see like you could see your eyes light up the same way he like was talking about being like in the NFL and playing in the stadium, the same eyes lit up. So I think I think you got it in you, bro. I mean, I'm excited. I just want to go root for you, bro, and it'd be like, yo, that's the guy. Like that's my guy.
Yeah. No, I know the whole group chat would be stoked, and it'd be fun. You go to a game. You guys have to come to SC game. Like I'm gonna invite the whole chat.
I'm hyped. We'll do a little card thing after.
Yeah.
We'll do a box break. I'll bring like UFC boxes and shit. We'll just go on a break party.
Yeah, it'd be super fun.
We'll pull a fucking Hamzat fucking gold or some shit like that.
You're big. You're pretty big into the.
I like UFC a lot. I'm a big UFC guy.
I remember you were buying like some of the boxes, right?
Yeah. It's been good. Yeah. I met Masvidal, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like UFC. It's like a cool sport. And it's like
it
fun.
Is cool. I love watching the fights, like Ngannou.
I was a big boxing guy. I still am, but I don't know, like UFC. I just kind of like went into that because there's not really any boxing like cards, right?
Yeah.
So UFC was the next thing. So I did. That was nasty, bro. That was I want to say it was a left hook that he caught him. Boom, just dropped him. He hit the rope and then like fell back and he's just done.
Knocked him out.
Yeah, because what's that dude? Rolly. His name's Rolly, I think. The other dude that was fighting him, he's talking mad shit the entire like the whole event. He was talking mad shit. He's like he's gonna walk right into a shot.
Yeah, and
it ended up that Rolly walked in right into a shot. And Tank is with Mayweather Promotions, which I think he's leaving now. So there's like a whole big dynamic.
Yeah.
So
I do like the UFC, but it's a little hard to watch though. I feel like because isn't it like pay-per-view a lot of times?
Yeah. That's the tough part. But I mean, boxing's the same way too.
Yeah.
But I mean, watching like you just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like you never know what's gonna happen. That's like the craziest part of like one shot, one kick. Like it's just insane.
It is fun. I've always loved every fight I watch UFC. Like it's always so hype.
I think it's worth the price. All right, guys. It's time to do some giveaways. So, Brett, do you want to talk like one more time about this product and what's going on and what we're kind of giving away?
So I just created my own sports card through the NIL deal. Combined my two passions, cards and playing college sports, and just thought it'd be fun. Good process. Worked hard for them and pretty proud of them. They look good and.
So they're all numbered to 500, and are they all autographed?
Yeah, they're all autographed. I numbered them out of 500. So there's only 500 of them, and it's nice mag. And then I guess 3 people will get them in the sleeve.
Okay. And then the other 2 will have in the mags.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're in the.
They're all in the mags. Got you. I see what you're saying.
We'll get them without the sleeve.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so this is actually interesting. So on Whatnot, I go here, and then I go to giveaways, and then I'll go pin item for giveaway.
Yeah.
All right, so the giveaway is pinned, guys. So then people are like entering the giveaway now. Okay, we're gonna do the red one now. Are we good, James, on recording?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we're gonna pin the item for giveaway. You guys can enter. This is the how much more rare is like the red?
I only signed like 80, I think, in red.
Oh shit! All right, this is the one you guys want.
The rare one.
This is the rare one, guys. All right, let's draw the winner. Here we go. Nady Light 86. This better not be Nady Ruzel, or else I'm keeping the card.
Knowing Nady, it probably is.
Honestly, it
Yeah.
might be. Let's go. Yeah, congrats.
Is
Is that a 101? No, it is numbered to 500, but the red ink is.
I signed like 80 of them in red.
Got you.
More rare.
It's more rare.
And then
All right, so these ones you don't know what you're getting.
these ones are, I think, the black ones, but they're just
Okay.
like in a nice pouch.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, better.
I'm down with the pouch.
Yeah, they're better.
All right, here we go. We're
Full.
going
We got
to.
3 of them.
We'll give away one at a time. I think. Because get one person getting 3.
No, yeah,
Just-
yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
It's all the same.
All right, here we go. Giveaway number 3. This is a cool. Do you do international shipping on your website too, or is it only US?
I don't know. I think I might.
Cool. All right, we're drawing winner. 521 shop. He just joined too.
Yeah, he did, huh?
Wow,
Sneaks
that
in there.
is sneaky.
Yeah. Look, hey.
Hey,
Good timing. 521 shop. When you're down here in like OC, like is there any specific stuff you like to do? Because I feel like you don't get down here as much anymore.
No. I mean, like, just like hit the places, like we're going to the gelato spot, like,
Gelato's gas.
yeah, and like going to like Nick's, like I used to eat there a lot.
Do you like the deck?
The deck, I haven't been.
You never been there?
No.
What about rooftop? Never been to rooftop?
Is it good?
so we should get lunch.
Yeah, I might have to.
Rooftop's good.
Rooftop's pretty fire.
I've never been.
Man, you're not even from OC, bro.
I know. I'm a rookie.
That's funny. All right, we're gonna go.
Gelato, though.
Yeah. all I
No,
know
gelato is
gelato.
so
Gelato.
fire.
Gelato
bro.
is like the staple here.
Right.
I know.
Pin item for giveaway. All right, giveaway number 4, guys.
We got 2 more.
Egg. I can't even say that. Egg got a no,
God.
something like that. Let's go. Yeah, congrats, dude. How do you say your name?
I
got
katana.
katana, yeah.
Congrats. All right, we have our last
Last one.
giveaway. This is it, guys. Should we place bets on who's gonna win? The Whiz Kid, I have a good feeling he's gonna win. He just joined. He might take a dub. Oh, I thought it was the same. No way. Nady won again.
Natty Light, bro.
Is that Natty? Oh, Natty.
Should we give it to someone else then? Because it's the same thing.
I can't because he won it. Like, I can't. Like, it won't let me.
Natty Light wants to.
I mean, if you want us to give, if he's cool
We
with
should give
it,
him this one and then give it. Or wait, he won the red one. So.
he did won the red one.
So I guess he got 2 different ones.
Yeah, I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
Natty just had a good
Natty
odds
Light,
today.
yeah, it's your day. Someone said
Go
red.
get some ice. Go get some ice cream, bro. Go get a good dinner. Today's your day.
It's your day.
It's gonna be one of those days where you're in the drive-through and the person you go to the drive, and they're like, "Oh, the person in front of you paid for you." You're just like, "Damn, I wish I ordered more food."
If that happens, then he needs to go put like 100 on red or black on the roulette table.
Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Brett, dude, thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming
thank you.
on.
That was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good combo.
We covered a lot of topics.
Yeah, we did.
That was dope.
Free flowing for an hour and a half.
Yeah, man. We just vibed it out.
That's good stuff.
Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave a good review. And if you're in the stream right now, thank you guys so much. Keep asking questions, interacting with us. we are watching and we will answer and interact back with you guys. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys.